But Sharyn, plenty of sport happening around the country. There's plenty of action here at the Gabba. The Aussies currently 7 for 161.
All right, Alissa, thank you for that. Well, a bit of battle is raging over the origin of butter chicken. 2 restaurants in Delhi each claim to have invented the dish, now taken away to court in what's sure to be a heated argument.
Mild and creamy butter chicken, a takeaway favourite, now one of India's most famous exports. It was invented nearly 80 years ago. But just who came up with the recipe is going from a kitchen to the courts.
This fight is more slippery than all the butter in the butter chicken.
The descendants of these men are in the culinary knife fight. The pair worked together in Delhi in the 1940s. Their families have since opened their own eateries and both claim to have created the original butter chicken. The argument has now reached the Delhi High Court.
Recipes are very, very personal. People hold them very close to their hearts.
While the world is loving it, in India, a battle has erupted.
Onic butter chicken.
Restaurant Moti Mahal believes they invented the dish and are suing Daya Arganj, who trademarked the tagline "Inventors of Butter Chicken" in 2018.
Heavyweight restaurants battling it out. I think it's $250,000 is at stake. And its honour at stake.
The next court hearing is in May. The fight expected to be spicy. Graham Butler, 7 News.
Skateboarding legend Tony Hawk in Brisbane. Retro heaven for gamers. Our exclusive interview is next.
Now we have heat and storms building again for the southeast. I'll have the details after the break.
His famous trick changed the skating world and his video game inspired a generation. Skateboarding legend Tony Hawk sat down exclusively with 7 News ahead of the game's 25th anniversary celebrations in Brisbane.
It's the trick that turned the skate world on its head.
Are you kidding me?
And kick-started a cultural phenomenon. 25 years since the 900 and the video game that made Tony Hawk a household name.
This is something on a scale of success I never would have dreamed.
Millions of copies sold, more than $1 billion in sales, inspiring a generation of new skaters.
I can't believe the impact that this game has had on a generation. It's an honor. It's not something I take for granted.
Defining childhoods with arguably the greatest soundtracks of all time.
From my perspective, it was a chance for me to share the music that I grew up with. A lot of expectation came with it. So each new game that we released, people were like, what is the soundtrack going to be?
Work is underway at Fortitude Music Hall, ready to celebrate the 25 years of pro skater tomorrow, with bands from the original games, a 12-foot half-pipe with Hawk and the Birdhouse team centre stage.
Celebrating one of the greatest video games in history and bringing the worlds of skate and music together.
Well, the half-pipe is downstairs, upstairs is for the gamers. This is where you can play every game in the franchise, even if you're inexperienced, or like me, you still have your original copy.
We've got the new stuff, we've got the old stuff, we've hidden secret tapes around there, so if you find one of those, I'm not going to reveal what's inside.
You never know who you might play.
I've always been partial to Downhill Jam, the level. I would play it incessantly.
And he's not the only one. Ed Balm, 7 News.
Some North Queensland residents are facing week-long power outages after Cyclone Kirrily crossed the coast near Townsville late last night. More than 60,000 properties are in the dark after the Category 2 system brought down power lines and trees. Residents are relieved the damage wasn't more significant. Townsville Airport is now reopened and ferry services to Magnetic Island have resumed. Well, now to Tony Auden. Tony, we still have the threat of severe weather across large parts of Queensland.
Yes, Max, Kirrily has weakened and conditions have eased on the tropical coast, but there is still a bit going on across the rest of the state. Let's start in the southeast, though. Some light showers and drizzle moving through today. The small particles on those drizzle droplets mean that it doesn't really show up very well on the radar, though. It was cloudy and very humid. 24 overnight, then up to 31 degrees on the Sunshine Coast. Zooming out, warnings are still current for heavy rain and damaging winds with a mix of rain and storms in the northwest of the state here. A flood watch also current with some minor to moderate flooding already developing. Now tomorrow, more unsettled weather in the northwest, while moisture also feeds into a trough and front here and extends down into southern parts of the state, feeding storms. It might just edge into the southeast too. Around the capitals tomorrow, Adelaide and Melbourne are tracking for dry tops of 23, Perth 33. For northern Queensland, storms and potential heavy falls around Mount Isa and the northwest, downing to still some isolated showers and just some breezy winds on the coastal areas. In the south, also stormy for most inland spots, some lighter showers from Rockhampton down towards Gympie. In the southeast, it heats up both night and day before thunderstorms get going into the afternoon around the southern ranges, also possibly affecting the Gold Coast. The odd severe itzel is possible, then we need to watch for some more thundery rain at night as those storms spread. Plan to keep cool. It will be stinking hot and steamy tonight as well. 26 up to 36 degrees in Chermside. Out on the water, northerly winds remain, 15 to 20 knots to start on Moreton Bay, then up to 25 knots in the Northern Bay into the evening. So in Brisbane, keep the fan or maybe the air conditioner on tonight, a minimum of 26 degrees, not great sleeping weather. A possible afternoon shower or storm on the way back up to 36, hopefully not too many breaks in the cricket. Looking ahead, watch for some of that thundery rain continuing overnight into Sunday morning before a fresh round of storms into Sunday afternoon. And I think we'll see a few severe storms across the southeast, staying muggy on 34 degrees. In Ipswich, 35 with showers and storms possible right through Sunday, then cooling down with some more showers lingering into Monday. On the Gold Coast, a few heavy showers and storms in the mix from tomorrow afternoon through until Monday, then easing. And on the Sunshine Coast, well, it should ease into the middle parts of next week, but we do still have that potential for some showers and storms into Monday and Tuesday. Sharyn, it's back to you.
All right, thank you, Tony. And that is all from us this Friday. Thanks for your company. Updates throughout the evening, but for now, from all the team, have a good night.